Hey everyone, welcome back to the range. My name is Matt. We've got an ammunition test to do today. If I had to cut the review off right now and leave you with any remarks about this ammunition, the box kind of smells funny. We've got some 5.56x45mm to check out today. This is a 55 grain full metal jacket M193 loading. In full transparency, I contacted R.A.N.G.E after I saw that this load was available when a thread was started on AR15.com, and they sent me 200 rounds for us to do our evaluation on. As with our 9mm testing, 5.56 is a very popular ammunition for me to review, so I have a multitude of barrel lengths. I've got a 7.5 inch, 10.5 inch, 16, 20, 22. I've thought about picking up a 14.5, as well as one of my followers has expressed interest in donating a 24 inch to see how much velocity that we can gain out of a extra 2 inches over our bolt gun. But pretty much I run a velocity test in those different barrel lengths and a general function test. Like I said, I have 200 rounds, so that doesn't give you long-term reliability results, but it's just going to give you a window into what to expect. We do a practical accuracy test, and then we send you on your merry way. A couple of things that I will note right off the bat: like I said, the box kind of smells funny. Maybe it's the glue, and I think even firing it, because I've actually recorded the intro after testing the velocity, the powder smells kind of like the boxes do. I like that there's a very heavy crimp on this bullet and that both ends are sealed for long-term storage. It's about 40 to 45 degrees outside today, winter time, but we got a little bit of warm weather right after deer season, hence the orange cap. We'll start with our shortest barrel length first, which is our 7.5 inch pistol upper. We got the KCI windowed P-mags here that we picked up from Global Ordnance. So far, so good, but you know, not really long-term, only running 50 to 100 rounds through it. We've got a Yankee Hill 3-port muzzle brake up front, a Bushnell little red dot up top that I don't like because at 11, it's not bright even with a fresh battery. Uh-oh, I done broke my bag. Oopsie, have to duct tape that. The blast from our muzzle brake popped a hole in the bag. I am detecting a little bit of muzzle flash from this. We'll have to see if that continues in our longer barrels or not. And now our 10.5 inch upper. This is on an SBR lower, Trijicon MRO Yankee Hill QD muzzle brake. I think this has the AIM single stage cartridge trigger in here. Got the Battle Arms ambidextrous safety selector switches as well. Fix my bag. I don't really need this bag here, but still detecting a little bit of muzzle flash off this as well. Now our 16 inches, a Stag Arms Model 1L left side eject. This is actually the first AR that I bought. You got to start somewhere. Got an EOTech up top, Hyperfire 24C trigger. Well, we're above 3,000 feet per second with the 16 inch. I'm going to check some independence off camera. It is 40 degrees outside today, And normally with our M193 loadings, I've always noticed that it has a pretty wide variance as far as velocity goes based on the temperature, versus M855 or SS109 seems to be fairly temperature stable. And now for our I'm fast as F boy, this is our 20-inch upper. It's a premium from PSA. It's got the FN double chrome lined 1-in-7 twist barrel in it. No name lower, your basic AR. Got the Stag Arms Chinesium charging handle on there. Still haven't broken it yet. Still gaining velocity over the 16-inch. That's a good thing. Didn't lock back on the last round though. Not sure why I didn't do that. Cool. This gentleman rarely needs an introduction. This is our long and strong, the Armor Killer 22-inch TC Compass. Got it in the Oryx chassis. Way better than the factory stock. Got a Burris 3x9 up top, Magpul bipod. Gonna run the bolt a little faster. That's it. Got over 3,200 feet per second there. Like I said, I'll fire some independents off camera and see what that is like today. Here is our DS Arms SDI M193 Indian manufacturer, 100 yards using the TC Compass 22-inch barrel, the JK Armament rifle kit on there. This is about average, 1.870 inches. We took a few different groups beforehand, one with the Turbo 5.56, one without a suppressor, and then our best group down here was 1.405 inches. It seems like we can get 3 of them pretty close to each other. Then we get a couple flyers. Maybe our standard deviation is showing that accuracy detriment there. Here was the very first group that I shot. You know, we've got these 4 here and a flyer. So overall for M193, for my skill set, we're using a lead sled. There is a little bit of wind outside today, but I think it's coming out of the east going to the west, so it's not going to affect, you know, side to side a whole bunch. I would say this is pretty good. I don't know about you all, but I definitely appreciate buying options, especially when it comes to ammunition. Our Indian manufacturer SDI M193 fell short of what we've seen from our Independence M193 as far as velocity goes, but I consider that stuff, you know, top tier, very borderline, you know, max pressure stuff. It did outpace the R.A.N.G.E M193 that we tested on the same day. As far as accuracy goes, a 55 grain full metal jacket is not something that I consider, you know, in the accuracy department, but we printed, you know, a respectable group on it. I do appreciate that the packaging is minimalistic. I don't like wasting a bunch of space in my storage containers for the packaging for ammo, so the little 20-round box comes in handy. I like that the neck is crimped as well as the primer and bullet are sealed, so it's going to mean good long-term storage. With that all being said, it's time for me to get the heck out of here because I've got deadlifts, squat cleans, and bench press to do tonight. So at the end of all my videos, I take a moment to thank all those who help make these possible. Number 1 is my Patreon supporters. Number 2 is Mike over at DS Arms, who in full transparency sent me about 200 rounds of that for me to review with no strings attached. And of course, number 3 is you all for watching. Until next time, I'll catch you at the range.